Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the Journey to Greatness, day 133 with David McDonald, the GOAT. All right. To start off, we're going to get into our meditation exercise here. Okay. I'll see you guys on the other side. Love you much. Alrighty, welcome back. Welcome back. So, happy Tuesday to all my greatness people out there. We just finished our journaling routine. Now we're going to get into our reading routine. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? What's up, Marcus? Good morning, brother. How's it going? Auntie, what's going on? So currently, right now, I'm reading the Journey to Greatness. I keep wanting to say that. Think and Grow Rich. It's been a pretty cool book, actually. So far, we just hit the halfway mark, so we're just gonna keep jamming like Bob Marley. Here we go. Excuse me. Alrighty, welcome back. So now we just finished our reading routine, and now we're getting into our. Good morning, Donald. How's it going, brother? We're reading "Think and Grow Rich" by Napoleon Hill. So we'll go over a little bit about what we read today in this section of the book. But right now we're gonna get into. Good morning, Liz. How's it going? Right now we're gonna get into our journaling routine, and pretty much with the journaling routine, if you don't have a journal already, feel free to pull out the note section on your phone or grab a piece of printer paper and just journal. I have a story for you guys about this person that I know and a recent major success that she accomplished, and I can't watch to be continued. So in the journal, what I like to do is I'm telling you guys, this exercise right here alone is fundamentally one of the most important things. One of the most important things that is not practiced very often. Journaling is one of the most fundamental, most powerful things to helping you create the future of your dreams. I'm telling you, it is nuts. But what I like to do is I like to talk about I like to talk about what I'm most grateful for in the morning, which is, obviously waking up and then having exceptional health. Those are two most important things to me in the morning. And then I go back to the day before and I reflect, and I just say what I was grateful for the day before, what I learned, and then I start to set the intention for today onward and what I wish to achieve, this, that, and the other. So it's just a good way to get your ideas on paper. If there's something that's making you mad, if there's a vision you have for your business, then it's a good way to, just kind of, pretty much put it on paper and start to see your ideas develop. So I'll see you guys on the other side. Guess what, guys? We only have one more day. Fofo, what's up, Queen B? What's going on? Lee, what's good, guys? How's it going? Good morning. Good morning. Selena, good morning. Good morning. Joel. Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. So, we only have one more day left. And then of journaling, and we have completed. I mean, putting in work, and we already finished. This journal too. So that's 2 complete journals. Probably over. Well, I mean, there's 113 entries in here, and every day I write at least 3 pages. So that's around 370. No. A lot, almost 400 pages, right, of journaling. Crazy. And then not including this one, it's almost 1,000 pages in journaling. It's amazing. Now check this out. So I got a friend request from a friend yesterday, and I had a conversation with her, and she told me that for a long time her son's father was kind of a thorn in her side, and because he wouldn't allow her to travel outside of the state with full parenting rights, and in order for her to do that, she had to get pretty much approval from like the court system. And she told me the story, and long story short, not really long story short. And then so I asked her the question. I said, okay, well, what reality do you wish to have? What reality do you wish? She said, well, I have court, in a few weeks. And I think it would be really cool if I could get this privilege, to take my son anywhere I wanted. I said, that's interesting. Where do you want to go? And she said, well, I might want to go to Seattle. I might want to go to California. I said, do you might? Or what do you want to do? Like, you got to be a little bit more definitive in the way that when you pronounce the things that you wish to have. She said, well, okay. I think that I might. She said, I think, no. She said, Seattle's always been an option, but I really want to go to California. I said, okay, so you want to go to California? Yeah. She said, I want to go to California. I said, okay, great. And then I asked her the question. I said, have you ever written down your ambition, of what you want the reality situation to look like? And I said, okay, do this thing for me. I was like, I want you to envision yourself in the courtroom, essentially, and the judge telling you that you have free range, all parental rights to take your son anywhere that you wish to live, and you're going to end up in California. I was like, can you do that? She said, yeah. I said, okay, take a second to do that. So she went and did that. And then I asked her to say it out loud, explain what the situation is going to look like, right? Her new reality. For a while, she had spoken of not being able to. She felt discouraged as heck. She felt discouraged as heck, and she felt like there was no end to what she was experiencing. And then I told her, we took it a step further, and I said, okay, hey, go ahead and write this thing down. So write it down on a piece of paper. And then she's like, well, what do I say? And I said, okay, we'll say, congratulations. Oh goodness, it was crazy. Congratulations, Veronica. The court has awarded you full pretty much autonomy, or full range of being able to take your son anywhere that you wish to in the state, and you are now happily living in California. And then like, I love you, like saying it to yourself, like, I love you. Stay strong, keep your confidence high. Like, it was a pretty crazy experience, right? It felt like my coaching, not my coaching. It just felt like when I was in coaching classes, like there was a lot of times where you interact with a lot of different people, and the exchange of energy is mystical. Like, it's crazy. Like the feeling, the conviction, like she didn't have to say much for me to know that she really, really desired, and she really, really wanted to do this. And she wrote it down, and I said, and so it is. Thank you, Richard Seaman. I love you so much, brother. And you'll never guess what happened. Just a couple days ago, I saw online, and she posted, and she said, the judge, I've been waiting for this for a long time, pretty much. And the judge has granted me full right to take my son anywhere that we want to go. And California, here we come. And when I read that, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Right? Like, and it kind of makes you want to cry, because it's like, man, the power of writing down what you want is the most magical thing in the world. And it wasn't anything of my doing, right? Necessarily in this situation. Had she not been convicted, convicted. Has she had not had conviction in her belief, in her desire that this could be her new reality, then it probably would never have happened. Like, straight up. And but she wielded the universe to do that. And obviously, the higher energy and the higher power wielded the universe along with her to get this reality. And it was a totally different discussion. And so I'll do some reflection and like connect with her again and kind of see like what that experience was like for her. And I think, that's what this is all about right here. Like, had you guys been in a conversation, you'd be like, what the heck? And for me to see it happen 3 weeks and then come 3 weeks later and that be the ruling on the judgment. And another part of it was, and my father's dad, she wrote his name, will not give us like any problems or trouble along the way. And like everything happened exactly how she wrote it. So I'm telling you, man, this stuff is really powerful. It's so powerful. And I can tell you, every single thing that I've written down in my journal, every single thing. So since 400 pages ago, all the way up until now, everything I've written in my journal, everything I put on my vision board, everything is in motion and moving on the chessboard. So I encourage all of you to practice, journaling on a daily. It's a very important thing to do, at least for me, I think. So in our story here, in Napoleon, in this chapter or in the rest of this chapter here, Napoleon Hill talks about we were going through like a series of questions that we should ask ourselves to take inventory of the type of people that we are. So once a year, every year, I take time to reflect. Okay, pause. I'm reflecting every single day, every single minute, more or less. Like, that's kind of how my brain works. But at the end of the year, I do like a big reflection where I look back and I say, okay, I looked at everything I created. I looked at everything I built, and I look at who I am, how I feel about myself at that moment, how I feel about the world. And then I reflect and I say, okay, could I have done something better? Could I have, operated a different way? Could I have treated people a different way? And I just do a large reflection, like during that end of the year. And I do check-ins with myself, obviously, all year round. Like I said, every day, every minute. But at the end of the year, this particular part of the chapter is referring to checking in with yourself. And so we were going through a number of questions. Instead of me reading them all, I'm just gonna go ahead and take pictures of these, so everyone can have reference online and post them in the Journey to Greatness page. So now what Napoleon has done is he has constructed a space, and this space is constructed around finding opportunities to accumulate riches. Okay? But first, what he does is he says, I'm going to set the tone for you guys. I'm going to set the table, as my brother Marcus would say. I'm going to set the table for you guys and remind you where you are today. To begin, let us remember, all of us, that we live in a country where every law-abiding citizen enjoys freedom of thought and freedom of deed unequaled anywhere in the world. Most of us have never taken inventory of the advantages of this freedom. We have never compared our unlimited freedom with the curtailed freedom in other countries. Here, we have freedom of thought, freedom in the choice and enjoyment of education, freedom of religion, freedom in politics, freedom in the choice of a business, profession, or occupation, freedom to accumulate and own without molestation. All of the property we can accumulate, we could actually only accumulate, each person, in terms of investment properties, 10 properties each. There's other ways to do that. Sorry, it's my real estate side coming out. The other ways to do that, each, I mean like significant other. But anyway, property we can accumulate, freedom to choose our place of residence, freedom in marriage, freedom through equal opportunity to all races, freedom of travel from one state to another, freedom in our choice of foods, and freedom to aim for any station in life for which we have prepared ourselves, even for the presidency of the United States. So what he's fundamentally done here is he's created a stage that is saying, hey, this is the land of freedom. And it frankly is. What you choose to pay attention to, for example, I had a thought yesterday. I had somebody tell me, I was talking to an agent, and he goes, people don't really want to go look at houses because, it's been raining for like 23 days and everybody's, sad and kind of depressed. And I was just like, damn, that's a really weird reality to be in, right? I was like, how many days has it not been raining? And he looked at me like I was supposed to know. And I'm like, I'm not paying attention how many days it's been raining outside. I don't care. We're going to get it, man. My people want to buy houses. We're going to do this thing. Come hell or high water, it doesn't matter. So my point, sorry, side note. So what he's saying is, like, must we not forget that we are in the country? There are countries out there where women cannot even show their faces because it's not approved through religion. It's not approved. It's not approved through, societal standards. Like, women can't speak up for themselves, let alone show their face in public. Like, it's, there's essence and beautifulness in that in itself. But at the same time, coming from another, a country that allows you to do whatever you want, we got people, we could do whatever we want. Right. And so understanding that we have, like, there is no shackles on our hands, and therefore we have ultimate freedom of creating opportunities, anything that we want. A lot of people say, oh, hey, it's not fair in America for, people of color. And I hear a lot of times, all kind of things. But, frankly, I think there's a pause. Let me slide over here. If you guys want to hear more about that, hit me on a personal note. But let me stay on topic. But my point is this. You create your own reality. And nobody's exempt from evil or negativity, but at the same time, at the end of the day, it's truly I think on a day-to-day basis is truly something that you're able to create for yourself, which is a happy life. Woo! Almost went into the deep end there. So okay. Then he goes to remind us of the three simplicities, or the three things that life persists of. So number one is food. So next to freedom of thought and deed comes food, clothing, and shelter. Food, clothing, and shelter. Food, clothing, and shelter. Because of our universal freedom, the average American family has available at its very door the choicest selection of food to be found anywhere in the world, and at prices within its financial range. A family of two living in the heart of Times Square district of New York City, far removed from the source of production, to a careful inventory of the cost for breakfast with an astonishing result. And so they go through a list of foods, and it totals up to like 2 dimes, 10 cents. Okay. I had this epiphany when I was at the store, and I almost started crying. I was walking around Fred Meyer, and I looked up into the produce section, and I looked up, and there's a bunch of families. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, right? But if you look and it says, like organically grown or produced by or grown by the farmers of Eastern Washington or Vancouver, Washington, like that is stuff to appreciate. Like, and what he said here, because I said this actually on my Snap, and I was just like, dude, like, how amazing is that? We're not growing gardens in our backyards here in the city. There are people who dedicate their lives, and their families have dedicated their lives. There's a lot of different speculation about like how all that stuff comes to get produced. But when we look at the natural and organic love behind producing like vegetables and fruits and harvesting, these things and manicuring your farmland, and it's just, you have like your harvest, like, I mean, you're like people, and the book refers to it as capitalists. Capitalists which are people who create opportunity and create space for us to enjoy the things, to create the machines that make our clothes, to make the machines that make our blankets. There are capitalists, there are people who are innovative at one point in time that allow and have created trucks that can transport these fruits and vegetables to where we are in our local grocery. And I'm talking everywhere around the country. And like, it's so natural for us to go to the store, but like when you think about the hands that have went into, and the energy and the love that went into the process of nurturing and growing these fruits from seed to something that we can eat, it's a wonderful experience. And lest us not forget how free we really are. Lest us not forget how blessed we really are. And I think that's exactly what he's saying. He's like, you could be in the middle of Times Square where there are no trees at all, or you could be in Seattle where there are trees, but there aren't like huge farms in the middle of the city. Be blessed, and remember how blessed we are that we can go to the grocery store and get milk, that we can go to the grocery store and buy carrots, we can buy banana, we can do these things. And he did a great job, I think, outlining that with that example. So the second one is shelter. So the family lives in a comfortable apartment, heated, steam, lighted with electricity, with gas for cooking. You can just sit with your eyes closed and just feel how this feels within you. Like, just sit with your eyes closed and listen to me as I talk about some of these basic nuances that I feel like on times, I don't take for granted, but I don't take a lot of time to appreciate. Well, pause. Actually, I feel like I do, but just hear me out. Comfortable apartment heated by steam, lighted with electricity, with gas for cooking, all for $65 a month. In a smaller city, okay, this is way back in the days, right, 1920s. In a smaller city or more sparsely settled part of New York City, the same apartment could be had for as low as $20 a month. Now it's like $2,500 for a 400 square foot studio. But so the toast they had for breakfast in the food estimate was toasted on an electric toaster, which cost but a few dollars. The apartment is cleaned with a vacuum sweeper that is run by electricity. Hot and cold water is available at all times in the kitchen and the bathroom. The food is kept cool in the refrigerator that is run by electricity. The wife curls her hair, washes her clothes, and irons them easily with operated electrical equipment on power attained by sticking a plug in the wall. The husband shaves with his electric shaver, and they receive entertainment from all over the world, 24 hours a day if they want it, without cost, by merely turning on the dial of their radio. There are other conveniences in the apartment, but foregoing this list will give a fair idea of some concrete evidences of the freedom we of America enjoy. Like, I think that's just beautiful, you know, like, so the third one is clothing. Anywhere in the United States, the woman of average clothing requirements can dress very comfortably and neatly for less than $200 a year. And the average, talk about inflation, sorry, and the average man can dress for the same or less. Only the three basic necessities, food, clothing, and shelter, have been mentioned. The average American citizen has other privileges and advantages available in return for modest effort, not exceeding 8 hours per day of labor. Among these is the privilege of an automobile transportation with which one can go and come and will at a very small cost. The average American has security of property rights not found in any other country. There are some countries that where you buy property, the government can come and take it, and it doesn't matter how much money you put into it. Not in America. Woo! And an American citizen wants to travel from one state to another. He needs no passport, no one's permission. He may go when he pleases and return at will. So again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse here, figuratively speaking, of course. But he goes on to talk about what a capitalist is, and it's how capitalists and the creators of this world who actually allow for, an outlet to plug in your electrical devices. Like, we have blenders, we have slow cooker crock pots, we have touchscreen ovens, we got microwaves, we have, television, we have heaters, portable heaters, we have microphones, we have computers. Like, dang, you guys, like we've evolved. And that's why I say I believe in people. I really do believe in people. And I believe in mankind will, no matter what happens, we may be a little bit uncomfortable and all these things may be taken away from us. But at the end of the day, we still have community. And I'm getting ready to post, as we close out here, I'm getting ready to post online how our celebratory meeting went, everybody who showed up. And I can tell you right now, that community and the people that showed up, like I said before, a couple of days ago, we sat there for 4 hours just talking about what's going on. We bounced ideas off of each other. And that gives me so much hope, because whether you were there or you weren't there, I know that the energy is working in the universe. And if all this stuff was taken away from us and everybody was forced to be in this space, like you had no choice, so many magical things would come about it, and the life dynamic would change, and we'd be super uncomfortable for a little while, but then, soon thereafter, everything I think would mesh out. So anyway, I love you guys, and thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, Matt. How's it going? Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you guys. I hope you have the best day of your life today. This is day 133 of 365 with David McDonald, the GOAT. If you could go to the Journey to Greatness page and press the like button, that would be awesome. We just got 2 more likes the last couple of days, and so that makes me smile. Thank you. And for everybody who jumped on the message board, hey, Nadia, how's it going? Good morning. The book that we're reading is Think and Grow Rich. If you go to the Journey to Greatness page, I've posted it there. It's by Napoleon Hill. But thank you for everybody who jumped on the message board with me this morning. I can't tell you how exciting and how happy that makes me feel to know that you guys are here with me. And again, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 a.m. Peace.